What's up? Welcome back into another video here on the FanTC YouTube page. I got my boy Eric back with me for another mock draft. I think this is now 3 days in a row on the mock draft show. So basically a co-host at this point. Eric, appreciate you showing up. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I need all the practice I can get.
Absolutely. I'm glad you put your judge gavel away. You don't have to be a contemporary anymore. We could just go back to being friends and not yelling at each other over wide receiver debates. So we actually got Nick in the mock draft as well. He had to get some stuff done around the house or something. So he is drafting from the 4 spot, but he will not be giving commentary. So that just means we get to flame his fucking picks all day long. So that'll be good. I hope he rewatches this video for the laughs. But let's go ahead and get started with the draft. It's basically resembling our mini dynasty league if we completely redrafted it. It's a half PPR 12-team league. Jefferson, Chase, and then Kelsey goes at the 3. I have not seen Kelsey go that early in a mock draft in a while. So CMC with Nick. Interesting take by Nick because Nick has been a wide receiver first kind of guy. So interesting to see him go running back. But you get CMC at the 4. Don't blame you either. I'm going to go Tyreek. Got one of my top 7 players at number 8, so I love that.
I really wanted any one of those 3 players that just got drafted. Never mind, not Jonathan Taylor. I wanted Saquon or Tyreek Hill, but I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs instead.
Don't blame you. A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams on the turn.
Good job. I'll take that.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't take Nick Chubb, I pray he falls to me because I would have taken him all day. Derrick Henry's still out there. Patrick Mahomes is still out there, which isn't that shocking. This is about where he's probably going to go in a lot of drafts, but usually the AI snags him up even earlier. Oh, I'm actually going to go with a guy I have not drafted much of, but I actually love a lot, and that's Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he has the opportunity to finish as a top 3 wide receiver, and he's not really getting drafted like it, going behind guys like Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams in a kind of a declining situation. So I like St. Brown a lot, especially when you compare him with Tyreek Hill as your wide receiver core.
That's a pretty nasty one, too. Mahomes and Allen off the board between you and Nick.
Yep. As I was say, it's very surprising that quarterbacks did not go earlier than that. Yeah, Jalen Waddle, solid pick by Nick. And then a slew of running backs. Pollard, Stevenson, Brees Hall, and Josh Jacobs all off the board. I feel like that's a pretty big tier drop for Nick. I don't think he'd include Najee or Travis Etienne. This could be a shot for him to take Jahmyr Gibbs if he wants to stand on his rankings of Jahmyr Gibbs, if he wants to grab that second running back. But yeah, you have any idea? You have any thoughts on who he might take? Oh, too late. Mark
Andrews. Interesting. I did not think he was going to go Andrews.
That is interesting. McCaffrey, Waddle, Andrews. All right.
He's not generally a tight end early guy.
I'm stoked on the wide receivers I've gotten. I think I'm going to get a running back I want in the 4th round. It's a little risky to wait, but there's a couple guys I'm okay taking there. I don't think I want to take Burrow or Lamar in the 3rd. All right, well, I'm going to stand on my – did Calvin Ridley already get taken? Where's Calvin Ridley at? You should be right in these same rankings.
He is 43 overall.
There we go. Don't care.
No game for Nick. Yeah, I'm okay with taking Lamar here. Then I will go Joey Mixon.
Attaboy. Good fucking pick, Eric. The mock draft is working out because I don't think there's any shot you take Joe Mixon on your very first one there. That's a good pick. I was very much hoping to get Joe Mixon in the 4th round. That was the running back that I thought would fall. Let's see. If I want Miles Sanders, I can't let him fall back to Nick. And I think I want Miles Sanders that bad.
he's currently cussing up his house because he didn't get Miles Sanders.
I thought Miles Sanders was going to be a guy that was going to be on our running back disagreement show, but Nick's actually pretty high on him also. So I figured if he made it through this my turn, then he would definitely just
He
get
wasn't
picked
going to
by
get through
Nick
both
either in the
anyways.
either in the fourth or fifth.
There he goes, DJ Moore.
Attaboy, on brand. I guess this is coming out Thursday. Be on the lookout for our wide receiver disagreement show coming out Friday. Got some good guys on there. DJ Moore,
Christian Watson.
Christian Watson, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Hollywood Brown. So a couple good guys, all a lot of in the same range. McLaurin, Watson, and Moore are all basically right around each other in drafts right now, and it was honestly a pretty good discussion about all three of them. They all three kind of tied with each other. So goes Judy, McLaurin and Watson off before I can grab them. I am okay with that though. Love my wide receivers. And I kind of give my pick of the litter of potential workhorse running backs that probably aren't top tier talents. Dameon Pierce, Cam Akers, Alexander Madison, James Conner. Let's go. I'm going to look up my rankings real quick and see who I actually have as my top running back out of those four. Because I have a guy in my head who I think I would pick, and I wonder if that actually resembles on my rankings or if I think differently whenever I'm not in the draft. Damn. Yep. I have Alexander Madison in one spot ahead of Cam Akers, and I think I would take Cam Akers here in this spot, so they got to adjust that. We're going to go ahead and select Cam Akers.
I actually really wanted Kyle Pitts, despite the fact that my team name last year was Smelly Armpits. What do we got on the wide receiver board here? You guys had a pretty big disagreement with Brandon Ayuk in your rankings. I'm surprised you didn't talk about him.
I'm glad we didn't because I didn't want to have to be the one arguing in the affirmative for Brandon Ayuk. I was not expecting me to be the positive guy on Ayuk. I think we both see it kind of similarly as him just kind of there's just a lot of mouths to feed in San Francisco. But
yeah,
there's a lot of people that think he could finish as a top 2 wide receiver, not like a wide receiver 2, top 24. Yeah. But some people even have him ranked as high as like 12 to 14. I've gotten in like multiple like Facebook discussions with people who just think Brandon Ayuk is the best option on the 49ers. So if that is the case, then I guess grabbing him would be awesome. But I just think that there's too many mouths to feed. He's going to be inconsistent anyway, and it's just a little risky. Okay, let's see where we're at. Do you like Brandon Ayuk? Obviously, you picked him. I wasn't trying to poo-poo your pick or anything like that.
Honestly, I've liked him a lot since he got into the league, and he hasn't really done much for me, but I don't know. I think he's a talented football player. We'll see.
Yeah.
I didn't really like many of the receivers left on the board. They're all fairly boom or bust.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. We just got done talking about Hollywood Brown. In our discussion, we talked about him going in the mid-7th. He just went in the mid-6th in this mock draft. That is, yeah. I don't think I'd take him there. I know I talked pretty positively about him, even though I was supposed to be arguing against him. The 6th round's really risky.
If we got some good news, I would absolutely take him in the middle of the 6th, but just with the question marks there,
Yeah, and I didn't want to make it a big Kyler discussion on that podcast, but if Kyler it was an ACL in week 13 or 14, I think we figured out, So a year from then would be December of this
Yeah,
year. Like the thing is, he's not like a big like tall strapping quarterback to where like you'd feel okay. Oh, okay. You feel okay about like him being able to stand in the pocket on an okay leg and just sit there and fire the ball across the field. Like running is such a big part of his game, not only for fantasy but real life NFL. That I think if he just has to stand behind the pocket and throw, and he's limited running wise, I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. So probably better than Colt McCoy, but
yeah,
not Kyler Murray where he was at the beginning of last year, where Marquise Brown would have been far and away the best wide receiver for fantasy. Oh, Tua. That is
interesting.
an
Stack with
interesting pick.
Waddle.
Yeah,
Were you
that is
hoping to stack
fair.
Hill?
Um, I would have maybe seen if I could have got him in the eighth.
Yeah,
I don't mind Tua, but if I'm going to take a quarterback, I really don't want to expect. Like, I know this isn't technically early, but like I kind of like Deshaun Watson coming off of his whole situation, so I don't mind waiting a little bit to see which one of those two fall further. Um, so I probably would have done that if they were both still on the board. My issue with drafting a quarterback this early is I just don't want to draft a quarterback this early that literally just one concussion probably takes him out for at least a month, if not more. So
yeah.
I think it's just risky to put your eggs in the Tua basket right now. But I could probably get talked off that ledge relatively easy. There was some positive James Cook news, which makes me a little bit interested in taking him because I don't think there's very many other running backs around this point that are going to get as much work as he probably will. Rashad Penny is there. I wonder if Rashad Penny falls back around to Nick. That would be really sweet for him. Actually, when is his ADP? I think I'll take him next round. I'm gonna go James Cook this round though.
Well, then you're not getting Rashad Penny.
Ah.
I did really want James Cook. I'm kind of bought into the Quentin Johnson hype out of Chargers camp, but it's just I'm not gonna get him coming back. Ugh. There's so many mouths to feed in that offense too, but Herbert's really fucking good.
I think there's a chance he could be a rookie breakout, and he might be the mouth to feed in LA. I like him quite a bit now. The camp hype definitely has helped me out like with that, but I just think he could be spectacular. So okay, we are just stacking up the wide receivers and running backs at this point. Deshaun did fall back. What's his ADP here? It's at 87. So it's basically right about now. Man, I really like Jahan Dotson. And
That
JSN,
was
honestly, at this value, that's why this is where it's kind of tough. Well, let's see. One, two, three, four.
I was between Dotson and Johnson, Johnston and Dotson.
Quentin Johnstein. Give me JSN. I think JSN can do something. There's only one team that has not drafted a quarterback between that and my next pick. Oh, and that guy just took Dak. I swear to God, if one of these teams take Deshaun Watson as their backup quarterback.
I'm gonna
Oh,
text him.
man. All right. Take Deshaun. Just do it.
Fuck him. Hey,
Good pick. Mike Thomas in the early ninth. And it takes Samaje. Wow, building a little Denver team there. You what the fuck, man? You just took Dak. Why would you want Deshaun too?
get wrecked.
Oh man, that is
You got some Anthony
infuriating.
Richardson on the board still. Can I interest you in a slightly used Anthony Richardson? Not used actually at all.
Completely unused Anthony Richardson. Ah, shit. Where are we at in the draft? I have one, two, three, four more picks after this. I already got one rookie wide receiver. I'm gonna go with, I guess, the better of the two that I feel like are left. Just taking Joku.
Seriously, Team 10? You're going to two tight end me in the fucking wide
Yes,
piece of
yes,
shit?
yes. How does it feel?
Oh my god. Feels like bullshit is what it feels like.
It is bullshit.
Um, all right, I'll take some of my. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to stack Zay with. I've done that a lot,
Ooh,
actually, in these mock drafts.
yeah, good stack. I thought you were definitely going Khalil Herbert there. So
That's what I was going to say. It was on the tip of my tongue.
okay. At this point, I don't think Kirk Cousins is that much better than if I just get someone that later. So not too worried about that. Jamison Williams is very interesting. He's going to get a lot of work in the preseason, the Lions said, because he has the 6 game suspension, so they want to get him some reps. There's a chance he looks really good in preseason because apparently he's been tearing up camp. So that's going to be an interesting piece once he gets back. It's just tough drafting people that are going to be suspended though, because it's like you can't put them on IR, so they literally just kind of sit there and take up a spot. Um, There's really not anybody else that interests me too much. So I'm gonna go with basically the counterpart to Zay Flowers. I'll take Rashad Bateman. I think if I didn't need a tight end last round, Zay Flowers probably would have been my pick, and I would have had both rookie wide receivers. But I don't mind taking a shot on Bateman. If he can stay healthy, he's been pretty good for fantasy football. And I don't think that there's necessarily a one right away. We'll see who kind of gets worked into that one spot. But I would rather have Zay Flowers than Rashad Bateman, but I don't mind getting Rashad a little bit later in drafts if that is the way that your draft falls. Elijah Mitchell.
Nick's talking shit on my Rashad Penny pick because I voted against him and then reached for him.
Who did he take? Oh, fuck, he took Geno. Damn. Geno was the quarterback I wanted, but that is all right because we got a resurgent Russell
Russell
Wilson.
Wilson. Yes, sir.
The resurgent Russell Wilson, actually.
Let's. What pick are we at right now? Okay, hopefully that'll come back then. All right, I'll buy into your Sky Moore stock, Kody.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And then I'm gonna go Donta. He might actually end up being the lead back for Chicago. So give me a little bit.
Yep, I think that's also a good pick. Get guys that have a chance to get opportunity, especially when you're this late in drafts. Um, I don't really know if I'd make this draft pick in real life, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take Tyler Algier and just see. I mean, Bijan's going to be the workhorse there, so he's literally just a backup, which I don't necessarily love drafting backups that I know are just going to sit on my bench until I want to drop them, but I think just about everyone else at this spot's there too. I guess I could have taken Mostert because he could potentially be involved week 1, but and then Jeff Wilson. Fair enough. All right. Give me 50-50 Romeo Dobbs. Kyler, Derek Carr. How we wrapping this up, Eric? Where are we at?
Um, I don't really know where I'm going to wrap this up. I think I want another wideout though. All of these guys are dick. It is the last round of the draft, so I guess that's fair. Give me a little bit of Alec Pierce. He had like one good game when I started him last year.
There you go. Absolutely. All right, so that wraps up 12 team half point PPR. Let's go through the teams. We'll go through ours first and leave Nick's for last. So you got Lamar Jackson at your quarterback. You got him at the 3-4 turn pretty much. Running backs Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Javonte Williams, Rashad Penny, Dante Foreman. Love the top three running backs. If you're a believer in Penny, you'd love all four of those guys, I think. So I think that's a big strength for you. Stephon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, Quentin Johnson, Zay Flowers, Sky Moore, Alec Pierce. So you got a strong Stephon Diggs, and then you got guys that could potentially break out in a big way, which I like quite a bit. And then Dalton
Who went
Kincaid at
after
tight
him?
end. I think if you get beyond Pat Fryermuth, I don't mind going Dalton Kincaid because all of the guys below Fryermuth are on a streaming level. So if Kincaid, you can see week one, he's just not involved. You can either bench him or you could drop him. So I don't mind the pick where you took him. I don't like him reaching for him, where I think a lot of people were taking him right after the draft in a lot of best ball leagues. He had a lot of hype and was getting taken like up around Evan Ingram, David Njoku, even up sometimes by Dallas Goedert. That was
I would have
crazy.
taken any of Ingram and Joku or Fryermuth if they were there.
Yeah, for sure. And then on my team here at quarterback, we got Russell Wilson. So again, resurgent Russell Wilson coming back for a big year. Running backs: Miles Sanders, Cam Akers, James Cook, Tyler Algier. Definitely the weakness of my team. We went zero RB, so it's what you'd expect. Kind of just went with three guys that should get a decent amount of opportunity this year. Obviously, with the Bills, is it Naeem Hines that got hit off the jet ski? Am I thinking of that
Yes.
correctly?
Yep.
So he's going to be gone for the entire season, which basically just completely opens up the third down role for um, James Cook. And there was a positive report saying that he should get more work. So I'm actually rising on him a little bit. Wide receivers: Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Calvin Ridley, Chris Godwin, JSN, Rashad Bateman, Romeo Dobbs. Obviously, the strength of the team. I mean, if Chris Godwin in a half PPR league can just get to his target totals and reception totals that he had 2 years ago before his injury, he's going to be a great fantasy asset. Even if it's less quality targets from Baker, he's
Yeah.
still a good enough receiver to make a flex worthy option where I drafted him. So I'm very happy with that. And then got David Njoku at tight end, who's just a guy that's I think a boomer bust tight end, but he does have the boom game potential. And again, I think Deshaun Watson's going to be a little better this year, so I think there's a chance that he can just upgrade that offense. And then Nick's team, we'll go through Nick's team, and then I guess, do you have any comments on mine first, and then we'll go through Nick's?
I like your receivers a lot. If this was a real league, I'd probably be trying to trade one of my running backs for your wideouts. I don't like my Brandon Ayuk pick the more I look at it.
Yeah, I would probably look to try and make one of those trades. Try and get try and see if I can get you like a Javonte Williams for a Chris Godwin or something like that to maybe give myself some more upside at the running back room. I agree with you there. And then on Nick's team, so quarterbacks Tua and Geno Smith. I don't love it because I think they're kind of close to the same caliber of player. Tua probably
Yeah.
has a slightly higher ceiling, but he blocked me from getting Geno, so I don't entirely blame him. And yeah, like I said, Tua is kind of a riskier quarterback just with injury, so don't hate snagging another one. Running back CMC, so he went hero RB. I think is how you consider this draft strategy. CMC, Samaje P Ryan, Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson are his running backs. CMC is
Yeah.
carrying that room a lot.
I might be looking to trade him fucking Javonte Williams for one of his wideouts.
Yeah,
Maybe get
absolutely.
DJ Moore for Javonte Williams. You think he'd bite?
Text him that right now because I want to see. I want to see if he would do that trade while we're recording because I think that's actually not a bad trade. You'd technically be getting the better value because of where DJ Moore went in the draft. The only issue is that gives him a lot of Broncos. He'd have Williams, P
Oh,
Ryan,
that's
and Judy. So I think he'd probably try and send you back Judy just so it's a Bronco for Bronco kind of thing. But the wide receivers: Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore, Jerry Judy, Chris Kirk, Jahan Dotson, Nico Collins. Now, my favorite running wide receiver room. Obviously, we know how I feel about DJ Moore for the wide receiver episode that I guess is technically dropping tomorrow. But Nick, how do you? Or sorry, Eric, how do you feel about this with your Bears wide receiver one being his wide receiver two?
Um, I do. I like his wide receiver room a lot. Obviously, I really don't like his running back room, but yeah, I honestly like. I'm not a huge fan of his team. I think he fucked up.
That's why mock drafts happen though, because we can talk about it all we want, but you don't really know where people actually go in drafts till the board starts falling and people start taking people you like and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm not saying that necessarily what happened to Nick. I'm sure Nick would be able to defend his team adequately, but I mean, I would agree. I personally, I just don't love going zero RB to the not zero RB hero RB to the point where a potential backup is my RB two. So, uh, but yeah, and then but he does have Mark Andrews, and if Mark Andrews returns to the Mark Andrews of old, he gets a difference maker at tight end that maybe makes up for that lack of running back depth. So and that's just kind of how fantasy football plays sometimes. So, any final comments on anyone's team or anything?
I think Nick is about to answer me if he would trade DJ Moore for Javante on this mock draft.
Okay, let's see what he says.
He asked me what the league format was. I meant for this mock draft, you idiot.
Have PPR. He probably just got out of sleeper real quick.
Yeah.
He probably wasn't looking at it like we're looking at it here.
Come on, he's got the typing dots. He said, yeah, not ideal. But with 4 wide receivers, I can cover my depth at running back. I think that means no, but I'm not sure. Yeah, he just said he wouldn't want Javante and P. Ryan on the same team.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I think you could make something work for Joe Mixon if you wanted to take a little bit more of a shot. Like you could maybe
Yeah.
do like Joe Mixon and a lower level player for DJ Moore and a mid level player or something like that. You could probably get something
Yeah.
like that done. Just because he doesn't have any other Bengals that he can kind of throw that argument back at you. So, but that wraps up day 19. Looking at just under half an hour. So if you stayed tuned through the whole thing, appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, share with the people. Like I said, more mock drafts coming your way. I mean, we're I guess still probably about 20 to 28 days away from when most people are drafting. So make sure you get your mock drafts in. Make sure you check out the videos. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.